Hi, welcome to Genius channel. This is Vijay Jagdish, and in this class video, we are going to discuss about Rajasthan crisis and what is anti-defection law and related concepts. So in the screen, you can see there's a Rajasthan map is there. Okay. Then we have CM and we have got Sachin Pilot. So all these people, okay, are creating crisis. So in the exam point of view, you should know what is all the stuff, and that is what I'm trying to do. Okay, so let us proceed. So in this entire video, what we are going to discuss, though I'll give you some of the topics which we are going to discuss. One is what we'll discuss. What is parliamentary system of government? What is parliamentary system of government? Because that is a basis for a democracy. And we'll also discuss what is happening in Rajasthan, what happened, and what may happen in Rajasthan going further. Then, what is an anti-defection law? Okay, that is something is being repeated again and again. Okay, somebody is saying that you have defected from the party, somebody is saying no, I have not. So we'll discuss what actually this defection says and what is the defection law says, what is the constitutional aspect in that. Then we'll also talk about what is a governor's role, okay, because he is in the pivotal of the state, he's the head of the state, so he is having a lot of responsibility to run the government in a democratic manner. So we'll see his role, what it is. And speaker, okay, who has approached the Supreme Court, okay, we'll discuss that as well. And of course, we are going to discuss about one old case. It happened in 1994, okay, and this case is often referred whenever there's a crisis in the state assembly, state emergency is being applied, floor test is being conducted. So we'll refer to the SR Bommai case as well. Is judicial review is subjected, is there on the defection law, okay, or defection law, is it a final authority speaker? Can Supreme Court or High Court intervene? What is a constitutional crisis in the state means? And then is the Rajasthan state is heading for state emergency? So these are the upcoming topics. So stay tuned. Before that, let me give some more information about my institute. Okay, the institute is Genius Channel Online Coaching. We give live and interactive classes for UPSC Civil Services, CDS, NDA, Kerala Administrative Service, Tamil Nadu Public Service Commission, TNPC, Bank, SSC, and Client. And anything else you want, also we can arrange the classes. We give through our mobile app, which is also named as Genius Channel. You can find this in the Play Store. And we also have a website called geniuschannel.net. Okay, so other than that, you can always call me. My number is 999-5916183, and you can WhatsApp me also and visit our website. Please download our mobile app. You'll have a lot of resources for your exam preparation. Okay, guys, having said that, let us get into the business. What is parliamentary system of government? Parliamentary system of government is actually a British legacy. Britain is considered to be the oldest parliament in the world. And in Britain, they had in 1500s, so parliament was there. Okay. So they elect the people, okay, to the member to be a member of the houses, and they run the government. That is what parliament. So basically, parliamentary system, you have a parliament. These members are elected by the people. Right on, parliamentary members are elected by the people by the system of voting. Okay. So that is what parliament. Okay. So we consider this parliament system in the central government. Okay. So central government, we have got a parliament. We have got bicameral parliament. Bicameral means two houses of parliament is there. In some states also we have got bicameralism. Then in the states, what happened, like that of parliament, okay, MLAs are there, member of legislative assembly, who are elected by the people, and they are sent to the assembly and they run the government. Okay. The rule here is majority rules. Okay, that means in the house, okay, you should have a simple majority, 50% plus one. Okay, any party which want to rule the state, which party which want to form the government, they should have a majority of 50% plus one. Okay, in case of Rajasthan, it's very easy to understand. It has got a total member of 200 members in the assembly. Okay, so 50% is 100. So plus one means 101. So 101 is what required in case of Rajasthan to form the government. And in here, in the case of 2019 election, okay, before that it was BJP in power. Vasundhara Raje was there. Now, okay, Congress is in power. So it has got 109. Here also one twist is there. Originally it was 99 or 100, I think 100. Then 6 more BSP, Bahujan Samajwadi Party. All the MLAs, there were 6 MLAs of the Bahujan Samajwadi Party. All the 6 MLAs have joined the Congress, and there is a case for that also. Yesterday there has been a case filed by a BJP member saying that this amounts to defection, so these people have to be disqualified. Okay, but the case is still there in the Supreme Court. There is no any verdict. Okay, because the notice has been given to Supreme Court. Speaker did not take any action. So there's another twist in this number of seats. So it has a very narrow margin. You can see 101. If you remove 7 out of them, then the majority is gone. The government is collapsed. Okay. And however, in the parliamentary form of system, we allow post-alliance and the pre-alliance. That means post-alliance means after the election has happened, you can form a new alliance. You can bring more parties into your alliance and you can form the government, or you can go for a pre-alliance also. Before the election also, you can have a coalition or kind of alliance. You can see NDA is there. Okay. So National Democratic Alliance head by BJP, lot of parties are inside that. Likewise UPA led by Congress, you have a lot of parties. So these are pre-poll alliance again. But after the election also, you can bring more number of parties in order to get the majority. Okay. So it is a representative democracy. That means we elect the members to the house. They in turn run the business. It is not a direct democracy. In direct democracy, there will be voting for them from the people for every action. But here they form the government. Okay, they form the government. They form the rules. Okay, and they have got dual rule. What do you mean by dual rule? Means they are a legislature. They form the law. They also run the government. So they are an executive as well. So write down. In the Indian parliamentary system, as the same in the case of British, they have a dual role. They act as a legislature. They take part in the lawmaking. They also ministers. They are executives as well. Okay, and whenever the assembly needs, okay, they can disqualify the government. They can throw the government out by passing a no confidence vote. Okay, no confidence motion. If this is passed and it is won, okay, this is passed, then government has to resign. Okay, so that is what we say, collectively responsible to the assembly. Okay, so government of Rajasthan is collectively responsible to the assembly. If the assembly passes no confidence motion, the government has to resign. Or if the government is coming with the confidence seeking motion, they are asking the parliament assembly to get the majority, and if that is failed, government has to resign. So in any case, they need to have a minimum of 101 members so that they can continue in the business, continue in the governance. Okay, so this is about a quick glimpse about what is parliamentary system of government. Now let us proceed further. Yeah, what happened in Rajasthan? Okay, so series of information. There was always a problem between the CM and the deputy CM. So deputy CM was Sachin Pilot. Okay, so he had his own father's legacy, so he cannot, come under another person as a chief minister, deputy chief minister. Okay, so he wanted to grow. So he was not happy with the way CM was functioning. So we use the word here rebelled, okay, because he's not officially defected. So we'll use the word rebelled. So 19 MLAs led by Sachin Pilot has rebelled against CM. They are not saying that CM is not behaving good, he is not working good. So we are against him. And that is the reason they did not attend the party meeting. This is very, very crucial. Not attending the party meeting is one of the reasons for defection. Okay, but though it has to be confirmed by the court. Okay. So here they say it is not defection. They are saying it is a dissent or a rebel. Okay, it cannot be defection. That we have to wait and see. Okay, so party has called for a meeting, but these people did not come. But rather they were in the resort in Haryana. Okay, so when this happened, okay, the ruling party, okay, has given the notice to the speaker saying that these people are defecting. They are not attending our party meeting. So speaker has issued a notice for defection. So this notice for defection is a prerequisite before you're disqualifying a member. So this has been issued to all the MLAs. Okay, MLAs have received it, and now, okay, now before when they go to the assembly, there is a subject. There's a possibility they'll be disqualified. Before they are being disqualified, Sachin Pilot goes to High Court and says that we were not given opportunity to be heard. We are not defecting. We are well within the party, so we cannot be disqualified. Okay, and when this case was in High Court, Speaker goes to Supreme Court saying that it is premature for the High Court to intervene in the decision to be taken by the Speaker. The High Court can intervene only when the Speaker has taken the decision. So this is the argument put forward by the Speaker, and Supreme Court said, funnily, why don't you wait for one more day? Okay, and also you are a neutral person. Why are you coming to the Supreme Court? Okay, so those are dramas happening in Rajasthan. Okay, so meanwhile, High Court, okay, last Friday they have given verdict. They're saying that speaker cannot disqualify these MLAs, okay, as of now. Okay. Then CM goes to the governor's office saying that convey the assembly, I want to prove my majority. Okay, so this is very important. The majority can be proven only in the assembly. So he is asking the governor to convey the assembly, because it is a power of the governor to summon and call the assembly session so that the CM can prove his majority. Okay, and another dramatic situation happened is BJP party, which has got 72 members. They met the governor and said that the current situation is a constitutional crisis. Again, that is what made me to make this video, because the moment we are saying constitutional crisis in the state, the next step is the state emergency. Okay, so we have to wait and see. So what happened in Rajasthan? Okay, 19 MLAs rebelled and they went to they did not attend the party meeting, and there was a court involved, High Court, Supreme Court, Speaker Sachin Pilot, then Governor's office also involved. So all this we'll be seeing in detail, who is having what power. Let's proceed. Now, what is defection? What amounts to anti-defection? Okay. Now, actually, this is a law. It was passed again in the constitution, in the parliament. It is not originally in the constitution. It is one of the method of disqualifying a member. Other being, right now, constitutional methods and RPA, Representation of People's Act. Okay, so two other methods also there in which you can disqualify member. Okay, so why are disqualifying member? Because a member could have jumped to another political party than from which he had got elected. For example, a person has elected from a Congress ticket, then he is jumping into BJP. That amounts to defection. Okay. Now, what exactly what action of the member makes the defection? That is what we have to wait and see. Wait for this. But if you're not obeying the orders of the party, for example, our party is saying you vote for this particular law and you do not vote, that amounts to defection. Okay. So we call that as a whip. Okay. So whip given by the party, if it is not obeyed, then that amounts to the defection. Okay, so a lot of things we can discuss about it, but basically the underlining is if you are not obeying your party and you're jumping into another party, it amounts to defection. Why this has been brought in? Because it is against the will of the voter people. Because the people have voted you. Okay, for example, I'll tell you an example. Shashi Tharoor is there. Shashi Tharoor is a Congress MP from Thiruvananthapuram. The people have voted for him because he is a Shashi Tharoor. And also he belongs to Congress. Okay, the people have voted for you because you belong to a certain political party. It's not just because you are gathering the vote. Then you are changing the political party. Then it amounts to betrayal of the people who have voted for you. Okay, so that is why this has been brought on. And another very important reason why this law was brought is to bring a stability in the government. The people are Ayaram, Gayaram. Okay, there is the people come and they go to another party. The government comes to standstill. Government is collapsing. Stability in the government is not there. So thereby, they wanted to bring a stability in the government, making sure that people who are being elected in a particular political party cannot switch over to another political party. So this was added in the 10th schedule of the Constitution. So presently we have 12 schedules. 10th schedules, it has been added by the 52nd Amendment Act. Okay. So disqualification of the House. If there is a person who is against the party or he jumped to another political party, then it's defection. Already have an example of Sharad Yadav. He was this one, Janata Dal. Okay, so he has been disqualified from the Rajya Sabha. Okay, and he's another person who joined BJP by disqualifying from another party. So all these are examples are there. So disqualification has not been new. And why they are afraid of disqualification? You have to answer me why the people are afraid of disqualification. It is applicable to the independent members as well as the nominated. So we have three type of members in the assembly. A member can be elected member from the voting from the people, or he can be he belongs to some political party, or he can be independent member who does not belong to any political party. For him also, the defection is applicable, and to a nominated members also, the defection is applicable. Okay, so this I'll discuss in detail. If you want me to do that, please let me know. But one matter of fact, I'll tell you, the Supreme Court has given a various verdict in which it says that disqualified MLAs or MPs cannot be barred from contesting future elections. That means if you're disqualified in 2019 and elections coming in 2019 or 20, you can still contest that election. Okay, what it means that you are no more a member of that particular year in that particular house. Okay, you can always contest the election. Okay, so that is allowed. Okay, but still, why people are afraid of disqualification? This is something you want to tell me in the comment section. Okay, now we go. What is the governor's role? Yeah, governor is a person who is a head of the state. He is having a nominal power. He is not a real power. Okay, the real power is a chief minister. So he has to act as a neutral person, a political person. Okay, his responsibility in the state is he has to ensure that the party in power has got a majority to run the business of government. That majority is what is that? What is that? I told you 50% plus one of the total seat they should have in order to run the government. So he has to make sure that it is not like every morning he'll be checking it. Okay, once it is proved, then there's no any problem. Okay, if this kind of defection comes, there's a lot of media news coming that 19 MLAs are not part of it. For example, in the case of 107, which Congress had, then 19 members, okay, plus some more political parties are joined. So there's a question whether the party in power has got a majority or not. So governor has the responsibility to ask the chief minister to prove his majority. Okay, so he is a central agent. That is not at all a question at all. That not a doubt, because he is appointed by the president. He can be removed by the president anytime. So he has to send a report to the central government or president on every fortnightly. So all these are there. He is an agent of the center, but still he has to be neutral and he has to behave apolitical. Okay, and he has authority to recommend the state emergency. Okay. So governor's role is, okay, he's a nominal power. He has to make sure that party which is in power has got majority to run the government, and he has to ask the government to prove the majority in the house. He is a central agent, but still he should be a neutral and apolitical, and he should not favor any political party. He has a power that he can recommend state emergency. Now coming to the speaker's role, speaker is the final authority to disqualify members in case of defection. Okay, in the other two cases, the two cases I told you, one is constitutional case, the other one is RPA, Representation of People's Act. In both the cases, the power is rested with the president. But in case of defection, it is the speaker or the chairman. Okay, whoever is the head of presiding officer of that house, they can take a decision. Okay, that's what I said. Venkaiah Naidu has to take a decision to disqualify Sharad Yadav, okay, from the Rajya Sabha. Okay, so that is happening. Then yes, the decision of the speaker is subject to judicial review. Definitely, nothing is there in the world which is not judicial review, in particular in India. So the Indian judiciary is highly powerful. It is mentioned in Article 13. Okay, if you want article for state emergency, write on 356. Okay, so it is subject to judicial review. Yes, of course. Okay, then comes from ruling party. So here, speaker's role is also always questioned. But for example, Supreme Court asked the speaker of Rajasthan, "Why are you coming to Supreme Court? You have to behave neutral. So whatever happens, you have to deal with it. Why are you coming? You are behaving like a party in power." Okay, so a speaker is definitely from the ruling party, but once you become a speaker, you become neutral and you become apolitical. You cannot favor any political party. But being a human being, all this cannot be ensured that you can be always neutral. You can always be apolitical as long as the governor is concerned, okay, or is a speaker is concerned. Okay, guys. Now coming to the very important section is S.R. Bommai case. Okay, it happened in 1989. S.R. Bommai was the chief minister of Janata Dal Party. In Karnataka, he was dismissed because there was speculation in the media that a lot of people defected from the government ruling party and they are going out of it. So what happened? The governor dismissed the S.R. Bommai from the chief minister. Article 356 was applied. Okay, so the story behind this is Article 356 was applied, and S.R. Bommai, who was the Karnataka chief minister, was dismissed. He went to the High Court saying that this is not fair. So High Court said, no, I cannot do anything. Then he went to Supreme Court. Supreme Court took 5 years to give the verdict, and a historic verdict. Whenever there's a crisis in the assembly, whenever the crisis is in the state, this is being often referred. Okay, so if you want me to do an S.R. Bommai case separately, please let me know, I'll do it. Okay, so it took around 5 years and gave a verdict, very, very historic. What is the verdict it say? Means it is saying the floor of the assembly is the only forum where you can test the majority of the government. Okay, so there's a media speculation coming that these people have defected there, these people have defected here. That is not the criteria. You have to prove the majority only in the floor of the house. That means it is the assembly. In the assembly only you have to prove the majority. Okay, then only you can take a decision whether they have lost a majority or they are having a majority. Okay, then the state emergency, in the same case, S.R. Bommai case, the Supreme Court said state emergency must be approved by both the House of the Parliament. If it is not approved, then the state emergency will be revoked in the state. Okay, so these are the two things, but it is a very historic. It redefined the way the Article 365 was evoked, and defined the way in which the majority was counted, guys. Okay. So I think so far you are happy with what I have said. If you have any doubt, please send me a comment or send me a message, call me, or you can text me also, no issues. Now coming to the other related concepts, judicial review in the anti-defection, yes, it is possible, it is applicable. We have seen that in Karnataka, we have seen that in Tamil Nadu also. Okay. What is constitutional crisis in the state? Okay. This is a kind of precondition required for having a constitutional emergency in the state, that means state emergency, Article 356. Okay. Article 356 can be applied only when there's a constitutional crisis. The state cannot be run in accordance with the constitution. So, but it is not defined properly in the constitution. It is loosely defined. It is highly subjective. Has got many interpretation. But one of the interpretation is law and order issue. Okay, there is something, riots are happening, law and orders are happening. It is not clear. Okay, there's a lot of robbery. What kind of issues are happening? Murder is happening. Something. Okay, a big protest is happening. Armed rebellion is happening. Anything can be law and order issue. One of them. Then second thing very commonly, which is a hung assembly. Okay, hung assembly in sense the party in the power doesn't have a majority, or nobody has got a proper majority to form the government. Those have been the occasion for forming the state emergency, and the state CM will be dismissed and the president will take over the state. Now, by all this, okay, now the question is Rajasthan heading for a state emergency? Answer cannot be said in one line, but looking at the this one politics, okay, anything can happen. There's no permanent friend and there's no permanent enemy in the politics. Anything can happen is more interesting than an IPL match. So we have to wait and see. But I believe that two possibilities there. One is Sachin Pilot be in the Congress, he is given a chief minister post. Okay, then possibly there is no state emergency possible. Okay, otherwise he is defected. Okay, he is removed, disqualified. The state emergency is still not possible, because after this being disqualified, they can always prove their majority also. So all these are possibilities are there. But BJP getting in and saying that there's a constitutional crisis in the state, things becoming very, very interesting. So let me know what is your thinking. Okay, will there be state emergency in the Rajasthan, or what is not going to happen? Yeah. So again, follow us in the WhatsApp 9959 16183 and call me, and please download our mobile app, which is also in the name of Genius Channel, or visit our website geniuschannel.net, and Telegram channel is also there in the name Net Studies. And see you guys in the next video. Thank you very much. Bye bye.